I'm here in Bilbao, the Sam Memes behind me looking absolutely spectacular ahead of the Europa League Final between Spurs and Manchester United. There was excitement, there was drama, both teams doing so well. I'll be asking 4 fans, 2 Man United, 2 Spurs, who's going to win the big one?
For Spurs, it's Europa League or bust.
A potentially season-defining night for this fallen giant.
Madison! Fantastic finish!
Oh, it's beautiful. Look what it means to the supporters. It's a coming-of-age performance by Tottenham Hotspur. Maguire! Pedro Porro. Oh, yes! That'll seal it! Mount's gone for goal. He scored it!
The European dream remains alive.
So I'm joined by Humz, Saeed and Stu and Mitch. 2 Spurs fans looking absolutely sensational, Mitch.
Repping, mate.
Where do you think this final was?
Well, I thought it was going to be sunny Bilbao. Sunny Bilbao, but the clouds are out for us today, aren't they? But the sun will be out watching Tottenham lift that Europa League trophy. So I bought it for that reason, Robbie.
Well, let's not get ahead of yourselves because there's the Europa League Final. It's a huge game for both clubs. Let's start with you two first. Manchester United, can they win it?
Yeah, of course we can. We've won it before. I know they've won it, but I don't think they've seen it, to be honest with you. But we've had not a great season in the Premier League, but in Europe we're unbeaten. I mean, this has been a lovely season in the Europa League, loving life, scoring goals. We're here to win it, and that's our sole aim, to win this competition, get out of Bilbao and into the Champions League.
Yeah, same. I'm very, very confident about tomorrow. I think we've beaten them 3 times this season. They've not beat us since, last 3 years?
Really? Is that right?
Yeah, 2022.
You've not beaten the last 3 years?
So,
2022.
Wow!
So,
Or to make you less confident.
yeah, maybe.
Lightning doesn't strike 4
You haven't
times.
beaten me
we'll
3
see.
years.
Exactly.
You know
So
what I mean?
I think we're going to
You've
go
got to
into
beat
it
them
very,
at some
very
point.
confident. Very confident. We know we've got the number on you at the moment, and I think we're actually going to do a job again.
So, excitement levels. You've obviously been here before in Bilbao, and you said walking around the city, the locals are probably favouring Spurs.
Yeah, they are. They are a bit salty.
Yeah, that don't really matter though, to be fair. So what are the locals' favourites? They're not going to be on the pitch, are they? Do you know what I mean? I think destiny favours us. Destiny favours us because...
You haven't been for 3 years.
But you know what, Chet? Yeah, the script is this. Everyone's written us off. Everyone's still writing us off.
Have they though?
Some of your
Have they?
colleagues, the club legends, etc., right? I'm not going to name names. All writing us off.
Name names.
Saying that Neville, Roy Keane and Scholes, sending for United constantly, right? Fair enough, look at the position in the league. But saying that, for example, recently, that only Bruno would get into Spurs' team, I think that's outrageous.
But they've also all said, though, that they've all said as well, though, that you will win tomorrow. All of them.
Yeah, they've all
come out and said you will win tomorrow, regardless of who will get into our team and not.
Yeah.
They're still backing you to win tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
Because
they're all going along this fact of...
Because that's like the most likely option. Obviously, they're not silly. Their reputation's at stake. They can't just make outrageous claims. It's obvious that, you know, we're favourites. And I think the main reason for that is the recent history of finals and getting the W's.
Favourites.
All like banter aside, the thing that gives me confidence is that we've gone and done City in the Derby final last year. Year before that, we won a trophy. Football's about trophies. So, for some reason,
What happened in the
this
last
team,
Europa League Final?
yeah, obviously you do slip up. You get to so many finals.
I wouldn't say get the W's.
You get to so many
We played
finals.
Villarreal. Villarreal had a top manager, Unai Emery, who'd won the competition.
Villarreal.
No, but if you look at Unai Emery, he won the 3 trophies in 3 years.
I'm just saying you
with
get
Sevilla.
W's in the finals. Last one, Europa League Final.
We played a team with pedigree. I don't think Tottenham are playing. We'll play a team that has.
Some things have to change, okay?
Yeah.
Look at teams that had their droughts. Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal are still going through their trophy drought. But at some point, Newcastle,
Palace.
at some point, exactly, Robbie, at some point, it needs to change. The thing about Tottenham...
Because you win nothing.
Robbie, it's got to change at some point.
Until tomorrow.
The silence is
tomorrow.
The
The team has an identity. We've got a manager there in Ange who's pushing. We want to see Tottenham win the trophy, and I believe tomorrow is the perfect time for us to do it.
Things in his second year. What a brilliant thing for Ange would be when he said, I always win things in my second year. It's his second year.
But it's Tottenham. That's the key
But it's Tottenham, but...
Because you know what it is if there's anywhere that he could, that someone could spoil the party, it's Tottenham, I'm afraid. Chiellini said it, the history of Tottenham. Tottenham
DNA.
have not been the team to kind of win them trophies, and they've always been known as a bottle mentality. So if there's any
bottle mentality.
But if there's any team to spoil it for Ange, and I feel sorry for Ange.
History. Football isn't about history books. It's about what is going on right now. And currently, Tottenham are a better team than Manchester United.
But it is about history because a team like us have been there before and done it. Problem is with Tottenham, though, they've never won it. And
how far do you want to go back in history, though? You keep saying about the word history.
I mean,
how far's history? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years?
Tottenham laid the
40
foundations
years, 50 years.
for British clubs in Europe. First team to win a European trophy with the Cup Winners' Cup. Exactly. You talk about history. If you really want to talk about history,
he's gone there.
You just said it's not about history. I'm sorry.
No, but you were the guy. You were the guy.
Now you're talking about history.
You've just completely switched it.
You just said, right?
No, I didn't.
Right
I was
now.
talking about football. You guys were the ones talking about history. But I'm saying, if you want to talk about history, let's talk about it because we laid the foundations. You guys were the ones talking about history.
Where's the trophies, bro? Where's the trophies to show for it?
Where's your trophies this season to show for it then?
I'm talking about now. I still count FA Cup last year as now.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Because
that's not though, is it?
Because it's recent. It's not history. I wouldn't count that as history.
I think for me, I see them a great team for me is that when it matters the most, they turn up.
Well, neither are great teams. You're 16th and 17th in the Premier League. In the last 6 games, you're both bottom of the form guide in the Premier League. Ipswich have got more points than you two teams in the last 6 games. You're talking about great teams. Neither are a great team.
No, we're a great team. They're not.
What? You're a great team.
Yeah, we're a great team.
Yeah, Tottenham and Man United are currently poor in the Premier League, which is what Robbie is saying. Yeah. And we are. There is no excuse for how bad both teams have been in the Premier League. Yeah. You can't then use being a great team because currently
but we
both
use that issue, though.
But no, great club.
Currently, both teams have been disastrous, and it's embarrassing the position where we are, which is what Robbie's trying to say. So you can't say you're a great club at the minute because
no, we're a great club.
No, you're a great club. Yeah. Current great team.
But
you're not a great team.
No, but the thing is, though, I understand where you're coming from, but I still think for me, history is still on our side, and that's where the greatness still lives on.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Correct.
Greatness still lives on.
But it's here and now.
No, but it's
here and now.
In terms of the team, I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, this team are one of the greats.
You can edit that bit out if you want. If you want to take that back, say you're the great team.
No, I still
what I will say is,
stick with that.
I think for me, greatness still lives within United.
Yeah.
For me, in these nights, in these European moments, United and the history carries it on. It's instilled in our DNA.
Can we just discuss, like, actually, currently what is going on with both clubs, okay? Because we're talking about previous stuff that the club has done, and yeah, full credit to Man United. You did win the FA Cup last season, but currently, you're a bad team. We haven't been the best team either.
If we're a bad team, what are you?
I literally just said we're also a bad team as well in the league.
One lower than your family.
You guys are so... You're just thinking, you're so mindset on just one thing of go, we won the FA Cup last season, so that automatically
I'm the Carabao the year before. And can I just say something as well? I do get what you mean. If we go off this season alone... Which is what we're going about, because both teams going into the game in this season. Which it's not necessarily the only thing we have to go off, but let's say, you're going off this season alone. It's hard to separate how bad both teams
But you have to go off this season,
I agree.
don't you? Because that's what both going into the final.
What I will say, though, this same bunch of players, right? We've won a trophy in 23, we won a trophy in 24, and we're about to win our 3rd trophy in a row. And football's about trophies. You play a match, it's about scoring a goal. Why do you score a goal? It's to win the match. Why do you win matches? To pile them up and win trophies. Football is about trophies, and that's what we do best. Absolutely. And I know you're saying, but that's in the past. But it's very recent past. It's not long ago enough to call it history. This is the same group of players. That's why I'm confident.
Right, let's go on to this game then. This game, listen, you've had a big debate there. It's brilliant. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Well, my heart rate is flying right now.
We're leaving it.
Sure?
There was context behind it.
Stand on the hill, bro. Stand on the hill.
So, this game, you've mentioned, let's look at the two teams. You're going to tell me this season you've had injuries, which I agree with. Looks like no Madison, Kulusevski in the final. How do you beat Manchester United for the 4th time this season?
I personally think being obviously a bit rigid, being more structured like we have been in Europa League. Europa League, we've been playing a lot different to what we are in the Premier League. Premier League, we're very open, very expansive, and we get caught on the counter. I think Ange will be clever. I think we'll sit in like we did against Frankfurt, against like Bodo. I know it's not the same calibre opponent, but at the same time, I think we're much more of a structured team when we do that. And I just think our fullbacks are going to hurt them.
When we play in the Premier League, we play with our fullbacks very high. And
have you enjoyed it?
No.
You enjoy the way Spurs play?
I did the first 12 games when he first come.
Yeah.
I feel like when we have a fully fit squad, and I'm not using injuries as an excuse.
No,
I'm not using injuries as an excuse, Robbie. But I'm saying when we have a fully fit squad who know what they're doing in each position and the roles that they're playing, we are an enjoyable team to watch. And I feel like...
So entertainment trophies?
back to your point. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like we still will be aggressive. I feel like we will still press United high. I just don't feel like the fullbacks will invert as high as they normally do. I don't think United can handle the pressure, and I feel like that is where Tottenham will win the game.
Can't handle the pressure.
Listen, we know what pressure is. I don't know what Tottenham do, but I've got full credit to their wing backs. I think they're the key in the game. He's right. I think Udogie and Porro will push our full backs back. But I think there's going to be, what key for me is the 2-10s. I think Mason Mount should play this game. Right. I really do. I think he can counteract their press and initiate more press onto them. And I really think for me, the midfield structure with Ugarte and Casemiro in there.
Where are you playing Fernandes?
Fernandes as well. I play him as well in the 10 role. Him and Mount in the 10. Just behind the striker.
Who are you leaving out then, Garnacho or Ahmad?
I'm leaving out Garnacho on the bench.
Ah, yeah?
Yeah. I need more pace off the bench.
More pace off the bench?
Yeah, I think for me, once the legs get tired, I think for me, that's someone that you can bring off the bench, Garnacho. Listen, they've got good shape, good system, and I think it has been a problem for us, don't get me wrong, but we have got winners in our team. Casemiro, winner, seen it all. You know, Bruno Fernandes, there's players in that team that have won things, and I feel like for me, on the day, that's what I think will drive the team. And hopefully win.
How many players from Man United would you take?
One.
You'd take more than that.
Nah, Bruno.
Come on.
Bruno is the only player I would take.
More.
Casemiro gets into your team. I'm sorry, if you don't agree with that, you probably are on the delusional side.
Crazy.
And then we need to.
But okay, so let's go goalkeeper. Vicario, Onana. Vicario.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
They're both shaky, but you'd go for
Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie.
I'd have Casemiro in there with. In Europa League, Casemiro anyway.
Yeah, because
not Premier League.
Cassie has been a match winner, and like that from United fans, like watching every game. Yeah, obviously league form's been poor for everyone, but in them like crucial moments, Cassie's Champions League like pedigree and experience.
Yeah, you can't
never lost.
Yeah,
you can't
carries you through.
European.
So that's why he walks into your team.
Okay, flip that round. Who would you take from the Tottenham team in?
I would take.
Got to take Solanke over Hoyland, didn't you?
I like Maddison. I like Maddison.
No,
Maddison
is.
I think he does.
I think Maddison is such a big loss for this game.
Yeah.
His fluidity, the way that we play. I think we've seen it when we played in the league this season. Him dropping into them different channels, working the ball. He gets the ball on the half turn. He looks to play a forward pass. I feel like he is going to be the massive loss for us tomorrow.
I was buzzing when I saw him.
He's more of a miss than Kulu.
And Koulibaly, actually.
He's more of a miss than Kulu. Maddison, all day long.
I think Maddison gets a lot of stick from pundits and from other fans. I wasn't pointing at you.
Right, so, which team has got the clearer identity?
In terms of playing style. I think that Ange's had more time to implement his playing style and identity. So, you know what? I would say Tottenham. I think that Ruben's having a tough time with actually implementing because of the squad that he's got. It's not exactly like player for player, the profile he's looking for.
I feel like everyone knows what Tottenham's identity is.
Yeah.
You're going to change for the final, though, which is a good thing.
But what I am going to say is sometimes having that identity is the catch-22 because Ange is so reluctant to change that, which makes it tough because teams know how to play against us. But in the Europa League, when we have altered that identity slightly, we have been harder to play against.
Definitely.
I think Tottenham have had their time. They've had players as well. We haven't had the players. We've already brought in Dorgu, and he's had to kind of change it around with the players that he's got. So with us, it isn't as clear. But that needs to come in with transfers and whatnot, and I hope he is given that time. But with Ange, he's had the time, he's had the players, and really and truly, we've seen a broken identity within their team. They like to play this high press, but they leave so much space in behind. They concede a lot of goals. They have scored goals, to be fair. They're a fun team to watch.
Scored a lot more goals, man.
A lot more goals than us, but I just feel like for me, it's like...
I think they're more arrogant.
It's car crash football.
It's more arrogant for me. Ange is more arrogant. It's having them certain players out, and you haven't got the players to play the system you need to do. And we won't change it. We're still playing the same way with the likes of, Dragerson when you've got Mickey van der Ven out, and you can't do it. You can't do it. And that's the stumbling block for Spurs fans at the moment. We are literally now thinking, next year, is it going to be the same? Is it going to be the same amount of injuries like it did at Celtic?
Why is it so many though? Like, surely that can't be a coincidence. Is it something to do with the playing style? Is it something to do with the training?
It's the training. It's the intensity.
It's got to be a him problem. Like something that he's brought in.
Yeah.
In 2 seasons in a row, you've had this.
And Celtic as well. 3 seasons at Celtic. Yeah, exactly the same thing. Hamstring injuries.
It's always kind of hamstring injuries as well because where you play so high, and then players are constantly turning and sprinting back. It's that forward burst in. Robbie, you played. It's probably like
I didn't sprint much. So in terms of who's in a better position then? If Spurs win it, are you in a position, do you think, with Ange, to go into next season, Champions League football, Is it with Ange?
I don't think so. I think
Even if he wins your first trophy since 2008?
Look, I think even if he wins it, I think the damage is done.
Really?
Yeah, and for me personally, just because I think...
So you want to get rid of a manager just when you your first trophy
Yeah,
since
but it's
2008?
again, we're going off 2 seasons where the first 12 games of the first time season he come, he was absolutely exceptional. And since then, the football's been very, very poor. So all of a sudden...
21 losses.
But also, I do think we have. I'm not going back to the injuries again, but we have massively struggled with that. If we get the backing of Daniel Levy, and we made signings in the areas who back up our players when they are out injured, and we have a stronger squad, then maybe we could give him time.
It's all good. You're not going to have this dilemma of Ange because we all know what's going to happen on Wednesday, so it'll be fine.
What about Ruben then? So Ruben, you know, the stuff he says about your team, his team.
Yeah.
If you win it, he'll stay, won't he? I think he needs his own window.
I think he stays anyway. Like honestly, I think it would be pretty crazy to think that someone who's coming in the January transfer window and signed one player, Dorgu, if we don't win this trophy, he's gone. Obviously, look at the league position, it's worse we finish. But I think part of that is because, Robbie, he's playing such an extremely different system of football. You understand football better than I, so I want a bit of confirmation on that. It's a fair point, right? It's extremely different, right? And he needs a certain profile of player. Yeah. You're coming in inheriting a squad who you had nothing to do with, like the picking of these players. So obviously people say, oh yeah, but so-and-so came into Everton and then they've not done as bad. That's a worse squad, but it's not as black and white as that. And also, the amount of problems there are behind the scenes, that Ruben's come and he's spotted that Ineos have just come in and spotted that. There's so much change going on that extreme change leads to extreme results. The extreme results right now is in a bad way, but this is where I think is that short-term pain, real extreme pain, but we're going to come out the other end of that. It's like a revolution.
So which team do you think, if we win it, would be in a better position to be in the Champions League?
Oh, United.
Us, because we can actually.
How's that any different to us though?
The reason is because we're a genuine club with genuine prospects.
History
of winning the Champions League.
We'll go back to that.
I don't believe that Tottenham actually have that same desire, same finances. I don't think they could ever.
Which team got? Which team got to the last Champions League final? Which
to be fair, Tottenham did. To be fair.
I think our squad is definitely more built at the moment for Champions League than United.
100%.
I'm not saying it's ready. I'm not saying it's ready for Champions League, but I think it's more built than United. I think look at your bench tomorrow compared to our bench, and we've got players out. Who have you got to come on and change the game apart from Garnacho? Who have you got?
Xerxes will.
Bro, our squad depth, you can't even chat to us. We've got Kobe Mainoo on the bench.
Kobe Mainoo.
Is Kobe injured?
Kobe's fit.
He's been in and out, but he's
Why
fit.
is Kobe not starting them?
Because we've got that good of a squad.
No, not only that, but I think the system.
Because I think Kobe's an unbelievable player.
I think the system change has not maybe suited his game, but he hasn't found his rhythm. He come back from injury from the Euros.
I mean, Kobe's been tough for him. Kobe was partly one of the reasons why you're in the final anyway, wasn't he? Because he saved you.
Yeah, no, he did.
I wouldn't mind him starting. Look,
but I think Casemiro and Bruno and Ugarte probably have that balance a little bit better. I think for me, our bench, our team, I think I look at the match winners for us. I think they've got a couple of in Solanke who I do rate, but there's a couple of match winners in our squad.
Yeah.
Bruno, Casemiro.
He's the difference.
Amad Diallo.
Bruno's the difference, isn't it?
Bruno's even Maguire, I hate to say it, but Maguire, in corners, he's there. He's getting better goals than we've got Højlund up front. So it's we've got a couple of match winners, and that's where I'm confident in that area. You need match winners. I always look at finals. I think who can turn up in a final, and we've got players who can turn up in finals, and they've done it before. I'm not sure. Same for Tottenham.
Who's your Bruno?
Sonny.
Yeah.
Who?
Son.
Right.
Good player.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's his time. Everything is. He's been back the last couple of games. Little cameo appearance. He looks sharp.
Yeah, he does.
He looks very sharp,
yeah.
and this means a lot. This means a lot to him, and I think it gets a winner. That's not.
But the thing is, we have Bruno, we have Cassie, we have Maguire, and we have Amad.
Yeah.
That's 4 players I do believe can have a match-defining moment. And one of them is already a club legend.
Do you not feel like sometimes one game he plays unbelievable, the next game he goes missing, throwing his hands up in the air? I feel like we've seen a lot of that with Bruno.
That's what the pundits like to make out. Sorry to refer to you again.
Not me. I think
not you. But I think as someone who's watches every game, I don't expect you to watch every single United game. Any Bruno criticism is so far from the truth. It's unreal.
Everybody tuned
Like,
into Man United when they're on the telly. They get the biggest.
all right,
numbers,
fair
Man
enough.
United.
Fair enough, but that's what I'm saying.
People
then,
don't tune into
surely it's
Spurs,
obvious,
do
then.
they?
Surely it's obvious. I could not listen to any Bruno criticism.
No, I think-
if it weren't for him, we would be getting relegated. Even if you look at the numbers, the points won from his goals and assists, we would be getting relegated if it weren't for him. And that's why I actually think he should win the Ballon d'Or.
So you celebrate the
my
season?
God.
What?
Oh my
When
God.
we win Europa,
Oh
when we
my
win
God.
Whoa, what?
Wait.
See,
Robbie, you know the term fickle?
Wow.
That's the definition in the dictionary.
You haven't gone there.
Oh my
You're
God.
a great team and you got the Ballon d'Or winner.
Let me land
You
there.
two.
Oh my
So
God.
when we
He's
got the
gone,
Ballon d'Or
he's gone as well.
16th in the
He's gone,
league.
he's gone
Right.
already.
16th in the league,
He's
Ballon d'Or
gone.
winner.
Wow.
I've heard it all now. Heard it all now.
Humz, what's happening
Heard it
there?
all now.
For me,
Edit.
the best player in the world is based on that individual's impact on points
You're saying
and
Bruno's the
winning
best player in the
games.
world,
man.
Sorry, do you want to come
An
sit down
individual, an
You're saying
individual's
Bruno's the
impact.
best player in the world?
An individual's impact.
Got
Hear me
one
out.
word to the way, Humz.
I know it's a wild statement, but that's
Bruno
the hook.
Fernandes, best
That's
player in the
hook.
world. Heard
It's
it
a
all
wild
now.
statement, but
Heard it
check
all
this. Let me
now.
back up. This is my view. An individual's impact on a team and a club, never mind a team. He's the reason that this club
the
still has
reason you're
stature.
16th.
If it wasn't for him, God knows where it would be. And if you look at actual points gained, if you go look at the figures, I wish I had it, but go and research it for those who are watching at home. The points gained from his goals and assists directly is more than any other player, and that to me is greatness. And also, if we go and then win this trophy,
You can't
that's
be
3 on the bounce.
You can't be
Bruno
16th
Fernandes, Ballon d'Or
you
winner,
can't be
16th in the league.
and lose a final tomorrow and then get that trophy. It ain't happening. It's not happening.
Sorry, do you believe him?
No, of course I don't.
exactly.
That's why
So
I'm
he's
saying
talking nonsense.
No, he's got his own right to say what he's got to say. and
He's
that's
talking
his opinion.
nonsense.
Look, opinions are
It's
subjective,
his opinion.
but that
But
is
for
just
me-
an
No,
awful
we're going to
opinion.
look back at this statement,
That's
and you
wild.
guys
That's
are going to
just
be
an
like,
awful
"Oh, you know
opinion."
what? When Bruno finally gets the respect he deserves, you'll look back at this and think, you know what, he was right.
Let's move on, Robbie.
Tell me now, make the case. Tell them why you're going to win the final tomorrow.
We have a better squad than United.
There you go.
What is that?
Brilliant, Mitch.
Come on, man.
Wow.
And that is why.
You got-
That's why
the
they call
fans have got a better dress than Wow.
He went
Is
for
that
it.
it? Hardly
Finished.
And I think
5 minutes in.
I think
Nah.
Let him,
we've got
But
that.
let him save you.
We've had the number. We've had the number this year. 3 times we beat you. You've not beat us for about 3 years now. I think Spurs eventually, at some point, have to get over the line. And I think United are the perfect opportunity for us to do that. And I honestly think we win 3-1. Honestly, truthfully.
Tell Mitch and Stu why you're going to win it tomorrow.
For me, it's crystal clear, the history of the Tottenham, their bottle jobs, he's just showing it right now. Chiellini said it, the history of the Tottenham. You know, we've got match winners in our team. Casemiro never lost a final. Can you believe it? History is on the line here. We've been there, we've seen it, our team has seen it, and our history will take us up there and we'll beat Tottenham nice and easy.
We've seen it all. We've won the lot with Man United, and we're never going to
stop.
stop. I have full faith in this team. I have full faith in Ruben Amorim, and this is destiny. We knew it in the Lyon game when we weren't supposed to win, and you could hear Robbie and you can hear Rio. Oh my God, it's a miracle! Because they knew this is destiny in the making, and it's for us to go and lift that trophy and bring it home to Manchester. I'm not going home without it.
I think we should give Mitch, after he's
Thank you.
lost for words, another 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Tell those two why you're going to win it.
I will start with that. I do genuinely believe Tottenham have a better squad than Man United, and we've shown it this season in the league. We battered you at your place, we beat you at our place, we beat you in the league. You've not beaten us since 2022. Let's make it 4 in a row. That's exactly why we are going to batter you.
That was a fascinating debate. We're all off to go and watch the game in the stadium. What a stadium it is, but you can watch every minute of the final live on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus. Shake hands, lads.
Nice one. That was good, man. That was good.
Appreciate it.